on 1 p.m. Eastern, Minnesota Vikings 4-1, 1-1 on the road at the Miami Dolphins, 3-2, 2-0 at home at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. 83 Fahrenheit, mostly sunny, 12 miles per hour. We'll start with the line history in this Vikings Dolphins spot. Pull it up right here. There we go. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Little mistake there. Pull it up right here. Here we go. This opened up, of course, Pinnacle not. No line from Pinnacle, of course. They're very scared, a very scared book. Let's go to Bet Online, our friends at Bet Online. This opened up last Tuesday with the Dolphins at -1 last Tuesday. So that was a long time ago. Now, after the issues at quarterback for the Fish, they are 3-point dogs. 3-point dogs. So by the night, so by Sunday morning at 1:20 in the morning, the Dolphins were -2.5. So there's been a 5.5 point move towards the Vikings, and I get it. From a total standpoint, it opened up at 46.5. It's now at 45.5. Let's take a look at where the sharp action is in this one. We have line value, even though TBD is the quarterback for the Dolphins. They have given line value to them. 52% of the tickets and 94% of the cash is on Miami. And then 66% of the tickets and 97% of cash is on the over, but it's dropped a point. This is tricky. Burgundy Bet says this is saying that Tua is playing. Is it fair to say that I think there's no chance that Tua plays?
Yeah, I mean, he's come out and said that he's not ready to even do any football stuff, as he called it. Like, Tua is probably multiple weeks out, and Teddy's still in the protocol. Like, right now, it's more than likely you're seeing Skyler again in this one. So you'd be Skyler versus Kirk. That's what everybody and it's tough to bet with the uncertainty of. It feels like some of these protocol moves, these it's like, oh shit, like suddenly he's fine. Like, hey, he cleared, he's good. You just never, there's no clarity where it's like, hey, it's a high ankle sprain. Guy's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. That's just how it is. Like, that's how long it takes to heal with these. It's just, you never know. Like, if Teddy played, it wouldn't be surprising at that point. Getting Miami +3 would be awful nice. That's the entire handicap, man. Keep a super close eye on the move and be ready to pounce on Miami +3 if you get Teddy in here. Teddy's a big upgrade over Skyler, and Minnesota's defense, not that great, although Miami's defense is not either. I tend to lean towards this over as well. I hate that I'm looking at so many overs in a game, in a season where the scoring has been a little lower than in seasons past so far. But yeah, this Miami defense didn't really, I don't know, give me much confidence that they can stop a Justin Jefferson and a Dalvin Cook who looked pretty good when they couldn't stop Breece Hall and Wilson. It was pretty ugly at times. So I don't know. This is an ugly one to stay away from until we have a little more clarity. But yeah, the everything I read on Tua, it's like we're not getting Tua for a while.
Both teams, as you said, have been bad defensively. Vikings ranked 26th in opponents' yards per play. They're allowing 6 yards per snap. Dolphins are even worse at 6.1 yards per snap. They're coming in, the Vikings, off that 29-22 home win over the Bears. They're alone at the top of the NFC North and have not looked good. These have not been dominant performances at all.
Oh, they had to come back against the Bears and Lions. This is a semi-fraudulent 4-1 team. Like, get the shit kicked out of by the Eagles, and I mean the Packers had no wide receivers essentially week 1, and you've got like one half decent win, I guess. Yeah, they're getting it done, but it's not been pretty or convincing.
They've been losing with less than 5 minutes left in 3 straight games, and they've won them all. Cousins, 32 of 41 for 296 yards, a touchdown and a pick. He opened with the franchise record 17 consecutive completions. Justin Jefferson passed Randy Moss for the most receptions in the player's first 3 seasons. Moss needed 48 games, and Jefferson did it in 36. I mean, he's a monster. 12 catches for 154 yards. Dalvin Cook ran 18 times for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns, caught 2 passes for 27 yards, but they didn't get much pressure on Fields. They did slow down the run game for the Bears. They held them to 3.3 yards per carry, and their rookie cornerback Caleb Evans was put in concussion protocol. The Dolphins, I mean, that was an ugly 40-17 road loss. Talked about the Bridgewater injury. So, he also has the elbow injury. So he's in concussion protocol, but there's also an elbow injury on top of it. They've said that Bridgewater doesn't have any concussion symptoms. He's passed the tests. He's fine. It's the elbow that's the problem, is what I've taken from it at this point. I expect him to be good to go. Do you think that's a mistake here? Do you think I could make a bet here and all of a sudden see Skylar Thompson?
Yeah, and that's where I'm worried about this over, and I'm willing to wait on it. Like, I want to know it's Teddy. I want to know that Tyreek and Waddle are healthy. Like, there's just too many ifs and buts, candies and nuts for me to get too involved in this, and on a week where there's a lot better options. But yeah, I tend to like this over. And then also just with a young quarterback like that, of all the bad things I've said about Minnesota, their pass rush is still kind of good. They have a couple of nice pieces in the pass rush. You just didn't see it the first few weeks when they went up against, the Lions, the Eagles. These are top 5 offensive lines. They really were able to just stop anything that they were doing in that pass rush. If your offensive line's dinged up a little and your quarterback's a rookie who wasn't planning on starting or even sniffing the field, third string, that might be a bit of an issue for Miami. So I worry about Miami contributing to that if it turns out to be a little bit of a disaster now that they have some film on the kid. So if we get some Teddy, I'll probably be involved in this over. But for now, I pass on grass.
Do you have any concerns about Tyreek Hill? He was in a walking boot.
That's the other part. Like, it's so many. I think he plays. I think it's fine. I think it's just precautionary. But again, like, I would feel really bad if I had an over if Teddy's not playing and Tyreek's out. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
And the Teron Armstead toe injury is an issue. It's been dealing with it all year, so it looks like he's going to need some time off. All right, interesting. Because the defense, both defenses have looked so bad.
Very bad.
So I can understand the look or the lean, at least at this point, to the over, especially if Bridgewater is under center. Let me just take one last look at this again. At this point, all the money is on the over. Just 66% of the tickets, but all the money. And yet it's dropped a point. Dropping a point makes me think that maybe Skylar is going to be under center. But Raheem Mostert sure looked good. Finally gave them a running game.
Yeah, he had a good game.
Again, we have not seen them with a running game in a long, long time. A few years since we've seen them have any kind of a running game. 18 carries for 113 yards and a touchdown. All right, I get this. Possible over if Teddy's in. All right, let's move on.